All right, how's it going, everyone? It's Nick Atkin here. I'm with Kyle Diamond over there. It is the post. It is not the post. That's what my old podcast used to be called. It's the one on SK MMA podcast. Sports Keeler in the house. We've got a bumper show today. A few guests, none other than Denis Puric himself, is waiting on the line. I don't want to keep him waiting any longer. Denis Puric, how's it going, man? It's good to see you again. I'm bringing him in right now. Denis, over
How
in
you doing,
in
man?
Thailand still. You hung around in Thailand after the last fight, right?
Yeah, I stuck around. They offered me this fight right away, so I stayed and I went right back to work, man.
I don't want to take any credit for it, but did that impassioned promo you gave backstage in our interview help you secure this fight, or what happened?
100% you guys help. For sure you guys help. A lot of people follow you guys, so I appreciate you. I appreciate uh, your help. Appreciate that, brother.
You manifested it though. It was a great speech. Did you know in your mind, right, if I win this fight, I'm going to call out Rod Tang. I've got a 50-50 shot here of them actually giving me that fight. Or were you just hoping against hope?
If you watch my previous fight, every time I'm on the mic, I call him out, you know.
Yeah, you did
So
during
I've
our.
been since the first day I came in. I told you guys, man, I came in just for him. You know, I feel like that's gonna be that's what excites me, man. You know, he that fight is that excites me, man. So I'm excited for that, and let's see what happens.
Are you a bit surprised it's in kickboxing, not Muay Thai, given you took out the number two ranked guy in the Muay Thai division and he's the champion in that division, yet you guys are fighting in kickboxing? Does it make sense to you?
It doesn't matter to me, man. Remember, we said it doesn't matter. Like kickboxing is actually that's more of my world. You know. Um, hey, man. They got plans. Remember, I'm the mock-up fight now, I guess. You told me last time he needs a mock-up fight, so I'm gonna be that mock-up fight. Let's see how that goes. And but I'm telling you, man, we're gonna ruin some plans. I'm the mock-up fight to get them ready for Takeru, but we're gonna be ruining some plans this time around.
Yeah, what happens if you win then? Does that throw a spanner in the works for Rod Tang and Takeru in Tokyo? Maybe you're going to get Takeru in Tokyo. Would you like that?
You know what? You know what, man? I don't want to fight Takeru unless he's 100% fit to fight. I'm not looking for those kind of fights. You know what I mean? If he's 100% fit and they say he's 100% fit and the leg is good to go, hey, man, how can I say no? How can I say no, man? And then we're gonna go for look, man. If I beat Ratang, when I beat Ratang in kickboxing, that's gonna put me at number one in kickboxing, number two in Muay Thai. Look, man, nothing but title fights after that, man. Let's go. This is what I'm here for. This is what the this is what I'm here for.
That would be pretty good position for you. I know there's some fans in the chat already. They're just getting warmed up. One of your fellow Canadians, Chester here, Purich is going to show Rod Tang what us old guys from Southern Ontario are all about. Is that the plan?
That is the plan. Shout out my boy Chet. Watch it, freak.
Yeah, he's very excited to watch it. I'm sure he's messaging you as well. He's a cool dude. But yeah, Anonymous says you're going to spoil the party. That would be quite deflating, wouldn't it? In the Impact Arena, it's a big old arena. It's not Lumpini. Are you looking forward to fighting in that bigger arena now? Because you've been in Lumpini the last couple of times. It's obviously a
Yeah,
bucket list for a lot of people, but it is a lot smaller.
yeah. It's very small in there. But it's a good energy, man. Good energy in there, man. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited to fight on the big show here. I mean, on the big in the big arena. I'm just excited to fight. Period, man. This is a big fight for me. I'm working hard, and I've been asking for this for 2 years. So I'm pumped, man.
yeah. You were telling me a little bit off air about your preparation. Just walk us through it again now. You'd said after the last fight you felt the strength your conditioning wasn't there in that third round. You
I
admitted
think
you kind of ran out.
honestly, I feel like I felt I was in shape, man. I think I had a bad weight cut, and I think that has a lot to do with it. I wasn't recovering properly after cutting weight. I was trying a different method out, and I was eating the wrong stuff, and I wasn't sleeping that whole fight week. It was hard for me to like sleep at night, and because I was hungry and empty and stuff like that. So I think I just went fatigue because of that, man. Not enough rest, not like the weight cut. I was passing out, man. I was blacking out in the shower. I don't know what the hell was wrong with me this time around, but I changed it up a little bit. Tried something else. It wasn't working for me, and I think that's what made me super tired at the end there.
Can I just get you to jump out and in again? Your Wi-Fi went slightly choppy. It sounds like this video's all right, but the sound is slightly. Is that
It's
Kyle? Are you
all.
picking that up? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just sounding.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you just go out and come back in, it should be fine. But
All right, give me a sec.
I'll throw it to Kyle. Kyle, yeah, what are you looking forward to this fight? Dennis against Rod Tang. We've spoken about it before, but it's not what most fans wanted to see in terms of. I mean, I want to see it, but I want to see it for a Muay Thai title. Is that your thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously I'm happy we're getting it anyway, but yeah, I mean, if you give me the two options, I'm definitely going to go flyweight Muay Thai title over the kickboxing fight. I get why it's the kickboxing fight, and I'm sure that when we get Dennis back in here, I'm sure that he's not too bothered either way as long as he gets the fight. But you know, the Muay Thai title was the one that you would pick over the kickboxing bout, but I'll take it. I'll take it either way. So I'm sure Dennis would say the same. So
Yeah, I think good to see Dennis getting another fight. I hate when guys don't get fights forever and they're sitting out for a year, just like Reese McLaren was. Reese was pretty emotional after the last one. Great turnaround for Dennis. What is it, 2 months, something like that? Because he was on the April card, right? Yeah, so great for him. I'm happy for him. I just want to see the fight. It's good. Dennis talks a big game. He talks things up, and I think the Thai media are gonna love it. He's gonna talk people into that arena. I think he's got a good heel persona, as we say in wrestling, right?
yeah, for sure. Like I feel like it plays so well with Rod Tang in particular because there's so many times where you don't get that intensity, and we know that Rod Tang needs that extra intensity to really bring the best out of him too. So I think it benefits everybody, really.
He's back. Yeah. All right, Dennis. We were just saying, is he there? Is he gone? This is always the trouble with doing live stuff. I don't know if he's there. Can you hear
I'm
us,
back.
Dennis?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Yeah, we were just saying the Thai fans are gonna love you, I think, because you're gonna be the bad guy in this one, right? You're gonna talk a good game. You're gonna play the villain. I think you're gonna talk a lot of fans into the arena. Is that something you relish? That kind of role?
I don't know, man. I don't. This is not my intentions are going in there, putting on a show, and do what I do best, man. I'm not trying to be a clown or, or nothing like that to like create a circus around people. This is just me, man. You're just getting me for who I am, 100%. Sometimes I talk some shit, but I think it's necessary. You know, pump yourself, pump the fans, and make the show exciting. But no bad intentions ever. Towards anyone, of course, and. I respect Rotang, man. You gotta respect what he's done for the game and especially for Muay Thai. He helped put Muay Thai on the map, and I'm just excited to share the ring with him. And yeah, man, can't wait.
All right, I got one more for you. Then I'm gonna throw it to Kyle. So get something ready, Kyle. But I wanted to ask you, Rod Tang, obviously he's known as the Iron Man because of that iron chin. Do you feel you can be the man to break that iron chin, or is your game plan going to
We're
have
gonna
to be
have to test
smarter?
that chin on the. Yeah, we're gonna have to test that chin next month. We're gonna test it out and see how it holds up.
it's never really been done. I mean, Supala kind of knocked him down, but it was a bit iffy. A lot of people thought, he tripped him. What did you make of that?
I don't. He did catch him a little bit, but I don't think it was enough to, you know, um, get him woozy or anything like that. Um, he was going on the way down. I think he caught him as he was going down as well. So, um, look, man, these things happen, and it was that was one of the most exciting fights I've ever watched, man.
Yeah,
It was great performance by both.
incredible fight. Kyle, what have you got for the Bosnian menace then?
I think through writing a bunch of articles about the stuff that you've said about Rodtang, I think one of the reasons that people like this fight so much is because some of the things that you say, I think a lot of people have kind of felt the same kind of frustrations as maybe Rodtang not fighting the guys that people always want to see him fight. Like you've been calling for him, like you said, for a long time now. Like where does this come from in wanting to fight him? And because I imagine it's like I said that maybe you don't feel like he's been fighting the toughest guys, and you want to put him to the test.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Since he won the title, how many ranked opponents has he fought?
I think we've been through this before on one of these episodes, and I can't remember. We
One,
definitely went
one,
through.
one. Since he won the belt,
Dennis has
he's
done his
fought one
homework.
ranked opponent. One. I've done my homework. Look, man, I see him. Look, man, they keep feeding him bums. Okay, stop feeding the guy bums. He's the number one ranked fighter in the world, man. Give this guy the best guys, man. That's like stop feeding him. I get it, man. It's a money thing. He makes good money for them, but you got guys first fights coming in the league and they're fighting against Rodtang for the title. How does that make sense? And we're over here grinding, working hard to get that fight, and we don't get those fights. And Rodtang goes and beats up bums and gets $100,000 bonuses. We're over here breaking our bones and hands and getting caught up. We work for those bonuses, and we don't get those. Sometimes I see performance of the night. The ties they get double bonuses. They don't. There's no knockouts. I don't even find some of these fights exciting, and they're getting bonuses. You know what I mean? Like this is what motivates us to fight, to train, to come in, put on shows, so we can get these bonuses. You know what I mean? But it doesn't work for us the way it does for them. But look, man, I'm not trying to throw nobody down. There's some excellent Thai fighters, and I love, this is my second home, man. I feel like, and I love that style and aggression, but like, give the rest of us what we deserve. You know what I mean? Like, and stop feeding the best fighters in the world bombs. We're gonna test them this time, man. I'm a ranked fighter in Muay Thai, maybe not kickboxing, but I'm promising you right now. I'm coming in hard and I'm coming for the win and I'm taking that number one spot. And after that, man, he's gonna have to fight me in Muay Thai again eventually. And I feel like in Muay Thai he has a better chance against me because it's Muay Thai rules. He's a Muay Thai guy. I'm a kickboxer. So kickboxing is my world, man. Yeah, I don't think he has a chance in kickboxing against me. As long as I'm in top shape, it's gonna be a tough night.
One of the other
On the back of that, Kyle, can I just jump in and then throw it back to you? Because I just want to ask Dennis what you're talking about there. I saw that you commented on the post I put up about Dmitry Menshikov sort of saying similar about bonuses. He didn't get one for knocking out Sinsima Klinmi. Do you think other fighters are experiencing the same thing?
100%. We're all experiencing this. All the foreign fighters. If we're not Thai or Japanese, we're not getting no. We're not getting bonuses, man. The bonuses. If I knock out Rodtang, of course I'm gonna get a bonus. And if I don't, then that's gonna be a fucked up situation. You know what I mean? I feel like if I beat Rodtang, even if I don't knock him out, I should deserve a bonus just for beating a legend like that, one of the best fighters in the world. But let's see. Let's see what happens. Look, man, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I don't want to get in trouble over here. Okay. Um, but I mean, I'm sure everybody understands what I'm trying to say and what I'm talking about.
Kyle, sorry, I interrupted you there.
No worries. The other kind of criticism that people have had with Rodtang as of late has been the kind of lack of interest maybe shows in certain fights, or the preparations and stuff like that. One of the things that me and Nick have said a few times on this show is about how, because of the fact that you've called him out on some of this stuff, that he should be motivated for this one, and you'll be able to bring that intensity out of him that sometimes we don't always see in some of those recent fights with recent opponents. Like, is that what you're expecting? Of course, you're not going to prepare for a less than at his best Rodtang, but you expected him to be fired up for this one.
Oh, 100%, man. I want to fight the best Rodtang. I don't want to fight, like I said this in the last interview. I don't want to fight a half-ass Rodtang. I want to fight the best Rodtang, and let's put him to the test. And again, I want to put myself to the test. You know what I'm saying? We're not just putting him to the test. I'm testing myself. This is for me as well. I want to prove to myself that I'm worthy of that fight, and then I'm gonna beat him. And I want to prove to myself that I'm one of those guys that's on the top top of the world right now.
All right. I will get some comments going. A lot of love for you in the chat. Connor is saying they should have done Muay Thai 100%. Puric and Harrison always speak the truth, says Chester. Anonymous asking, why are you so mean to Edgar Tabares? Yeah. He got angry.
I'm not trying to be mean, man. I'm not trying to be mean. It's not very impressive what he's done so far. So I don't know. Like, that's just from coming from me. I'm not trying to be mean or rude to the guy. I'm speaking facts here. Okay? I'm speaking the truth. I have nothing against Tabares, man. I wish him all the best, man. I just wish he was a little bit better also at the same time, because he's not on that level, man. He's not. He hasn't done nothing impressive to be like, okay, maybe I was wrong. So far, I don't know, man. Let's not more talk about Tabares. You guys are going to get me in trouble.
Okay.
You're going to get me shot up by the Mexican fucking cartel. The
Oh.
fuck?
Anonymous also says, don't let Rodton clinch and clinch knee spam you for 3 rounds. Yeah, is that a
Kickboxing
worry for
rules,
you?
so there will be no clinch, no elbows, so don't worry about that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, don't get yourself in trouble and share a cell with Pan Pike in one jail. Yeah, there's been a few fighters in
What happened to
jail.
Pampaya?
He's in what we call Chatri jail, I think. Yeah, if
Oh
you
yeah.
piss
Oh,
off
I
the
see. I
Chatri.
see.
Yeah, so
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Please don't get me in trouble. I don't, because look, man. Look, I'm not here. I'm not here to discredit anybody, or like, trying to talk bad about anybody. I'm just trying to speak facts. Um, I'm a lover. I love everybody. Okay, guys. Just I might come across a little bit arrogant sometimes. This is just my passion for the sport. I love the sport, and yeah, let's not get in trouble. Okay, Pampayak again, man. Pampayak that guy is a fucking monster. Okay, he's one of the best in the game, and they need to bring Pampayak back. I don't know what kind of jail he's in, but bring that boy back, man. The guy's a killer.
free Pan Payak. Let's do
Free
it.
him up. Free
Free him up.
Pampayak. Post that shit on the fucking thing. God damn it.
I will. Okay. Well, I was going to ask you as well. I know you don't want to be mean about anyone, but what did you make of Jacob Smith's reaction to the fight? Because he seemed to
Fuck,
get. He was a bit
fuck.
upset.
I don't give a shit what that guy thinks, man. At first he was like, well, I met him the fight that I had last time against the Vietnamese. And we were cool, man. Everything was cool. And then this fight, he's just, bro, it was kind of like, okay, buddy. I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about him right now, And again, I don't give a fuck what he thinks, bro. Look, man. If I didn't get tired I was tired in the middle of the second round. Okay, if I didn't get tired, that boy wouldn't have a chance. He wouldn't land his shit. First of all, okay. So you can be mad all you want. You got schooled, buddy. Period.
Well, yeah, he was saying that the first knockdown was you
The
hit him
first
in the
knockdown,
armpit
it
or something.
didn't. I didn't catch him flush. But look, I'm not the referee. Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know why they hating on me. I'm not the ref. I'm a fighter. I come to fight. Okay, I don't come in. I don't call these. I get it. The first shot, I caught him right here. It looked like when he got up, it looked like he wobbled a little bit. Maybe that's why they give him a count. But it wasn't a flush. But the second, just before that, the bell went off. That was a clean shot. He went down. So look, man, he lost the first two rounds. The last round he won by me being exhausted. And take it, be happy, and fucking move on, buddy. You know what I mean? Stop crying. Fuck, I don't need all this shit.
Yeah. And the other thing he said, I just want to ask you. He said you like turning your head, present, in the
Yeah,
corner,
yeah. I
turn the
guess
back
I
of your
do
head.
that when I'm tired, man. I don't fucking know. I turned my head, but he did catch me in the back of the head. Okay, he did catch me. He didn't catch the ear.
Yeah.
He hit me in the back of the head, and as I was turning, it touched the elbow. As I was turning, my ear touched the elbow after the blow. Anyways, let's move on from this fucking guy,
Yeah.
man.
Forget Jacob.
So,
Jacob's in the past. Rodtang's in the future.
yes,
Uh, a
focus on the
couple of
future.
yeah, a couple of questions in the chat for you though. If you got time, we've got like 5 more minutes if that's cool. 'Cause I've
Yeah,
got
man.
Reggie and
Yeah, man.
Eersel
I'm here,
coming in.
man. I ain't going nowhere. Fuck, I ain't going
Sweet.
nowhere. Let's go.
Well, Chester's asking, who's your Muay Thai inspiration growing up, and who's your favorite to watch now?
Puakau has always been one of my top favorites. Who's my favorite to watch now? Well, Rotang is obviously one of my favorites. He comes in and brings the heat. It's always exciting. Always like to watch Super Bond. He's very technical. He's my buddy Super Bond. Another guy that's super great fighter, probably one of the best in the world that people forgot about is Petanong. Petanong is that guy is exciting to watch when he's in his element. When he finds his rhythm and his man, that guy's one of the best for sure. I like the more aggressive fighters, man. Like myself. The new kid, what's the young kid, Ramadan? That boy is exciting, man. That young boy, Ramadan. Fuck, what's his last name, man? He just fought on last weekend. He's like a young
Oh,
17-year-old kid, man. Um, next probably the next star coming. He's nice and exciting because he's got my kind of like reminds me of me, man. He's got my style. So yeah, he moves
that's cool.
well. Yeah, yeah. Ramadan Sarush. Fuck, I forgot his name, man. Last name.
What about who would win in Muay Thai match up with 6 months prep? Oh my God, this Drake Kendrick Lamar.
Come on, man.
I should read the questions first. I just put it on screen. But I don't know anything about this whole thing, so I don't know if you have an opinion, Dennis.
uh, bro, they'll both get smoked. I don't know, man. I don't want to answer this question. This is
All
not
right.
nothing. Come on.
Okay. Apparently, Pan Payak hasn't been training at all, so I don't think he's fighting anytime soon, says JK. That's a shame. Lifestylist says, I laughed my ass off when Dennis threw Jacob halfway across the ring like Thunderlips did to Rocky in Rocky 3. There we go. It is, yeah, Ondash. I think that's the name.
On
Ramadan.
dash, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that boy's
Uh,
sick.
Tetsuya's asking, do you think you can take his left hook?
Come on, man. I have the best left hook. He's just a boy. He's just a little baby, but that kid's good, man. I sparred with his brother today, actually. We did some boxing sparring. That boy's sick, too. But yeah, I take anybody's left hook, left kick, heel kick, whatever, elbows. Take them all.
What do you make of Regian Eersel? Because he's coming in the show in about 3-4 minutes. Are you a fan of
That's
him?
my boy. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's nice, super nice guy, very respectful, great, amazing fighter. Again, another guy that I like to watch because he's a little bit fancy. He starts throwing jump knees and yeah, man, very exciting fighter, man. Um, My boy actually fought him, Arjan Sadikovic. I think that was one of the best fights
Yes.
that he had against against that guy. So I don't know, man. I feel like I would love to see that rematch against them two guys.
Yeah, there I say it. I thought Ariane won that fight. A lot of people did. It was
That's what
so
I.
close.
That's what I
Yeah.
look, man. In my eyes, I had Arjan winning as well. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know why they wouldn't give him a rematch.
Yeah, Ariane messaged me asking for the scorecards like last year. But they never released the scorecards back when he fought. It was kind of brought in after that. So I've never seen a scorecard for that fight, but I'd like to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see that because I had Arjan winning as well, man. Even in the last rounds, man. Even in the last round, I felt like he took the last round, throwing a lot more shots for sure, um, landing a lot more, heavier blows. But look, another fight. Would love to see. Would love to see that rematch.
Yeah.
Make it happen, Chachi. Let's go.
I like to see it. I'll throw it to Kyle one more time for a final question. I just want to ask, what was your opinion on? I don't know if you had one. Did you see the big kickboxing fight controversy last weekend? Akimoto against Wei Ray. Everyone's saying Akimoto should have won that fight. Chatri wants a rematch. Did you see it?
I missed that fight, man. I missed it. What happened that day? What was
Talking
I
of
doing?
scorecards, it was a unanimous decision, but a lot of people said,
I missed the event. I was doing something. What was I doing that day? What was shit, can't remember. That was a Saturday. Yeah, but anyways, I missed it. I didn't catch it. I seen a little bit of like highlights
all
and
right,
stuff like that. I didn't see the full fight, so yeah, I can't. I don't
all
have
right.
an input on that.
Well, I'll throw it to Kyle then if you've got one more for the menace.
Yeah, sure. It's a stacked card that you guys are on. Like, I mean, to have you and Rod Tang, and it's not even like one of the top two fights is crazy, right? That's how big this card is. What else? Is there anything else on the card that you're looking forward to either watching when you're backstage or checking out after the event?
Yeah, man, my boy Liam Harrison, man. I want to see. I'm excited to see him. I'm actually excited to meet him. I haven't met him in person yet. I've always been a fan of Liam Harrison and his style, aggressiveness, and a few people have actually compared me to him for quite a while. And yeah, man. So I'm excited to see him. Who else is on the card? Fuck.
I
Um.
just put it on Twitter, causing a lot of buzz. There's City Chai versus Noiri, the guy from Japan they've picked up.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
We
Yeah,
got
man.
Tawan
Excited to.
Chai versus Joe.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's gonna be a banger.
Johan Ghazali's back against the guy you beat in December, I believe.
Yeah, JoJo's gonna crush that guy. That's another fucking guy that's not that great. But yeah, I feel like JoJo's gonna crush that guy for
Oh
sure. He
yeah,
got
let's
better
see.
hands. That boy has no hands, man. He's got nice kicks and shit, but he has zero hands, man. So it's not gonna help with those small gloves. And JoJo got some hands, man, and he's longer too. So I feel like he's gonna give him a beating.
Chester, just one more. He's asking about Gabriel Varga. He's watched your fights on his YouTube and spoke of training with you and mentioned being interested in fighting for one. Do you know any other Canadians that should be in one?
Um, Gabriel Varga. Shout out Gabriel Varga, man. One of the best fighters in the world as well.
I love his stuff on YouTube as well.
Yeah, he's very talented, very knowledgeable guy, super smart, good people, man, and a very great fighter. Um, Other fighters from Canada, I don't know, man. My boy, Simon Marcus. You know, he's always been on one of the top guys in the world, but I think he's focusing on MMA now. So I don't know. I feel like he definitely needs to be in here, man. You know, with his skill, he does Muay Thai, kickboxing. He can do it all, and he can bang with these guys. He's one of the best in the world. I feel like him. Um, who else? Well, there's a lot of guys, man. They're all signed to either Bellator or UFC. Hmm. Gonna have to get back to that one. But Simon
That's
Marcus,
good.
definitely. Simon Marcus, man. Come on, bro. Simon, get your ass in here, bro. Put those gloves back on, man. Keep this MMA shit. Get back into your element, baby.
Why not? All right. Well, thanks, Dennis. Nice half hour with you. Don't want to keep you much longer. I know you've got some training probably tomorrow morning. What? Yeah. What does it look like the rest of the week for you?
Uh, yeah, busy, man. Busy with also interviews. And Monday we had a 12-hour shoot, man. 12
Jeez.
hours, bro. Like, oh, man, it drove me insane. But I guess, these are the things we got to do. And but tomorrow morning, yeah, strength and conditioning, early morning. Do some pads, some boxing, footwork, movement, angles and shit. And then do one of those and fucking go home, take a fucking nap. Come back and do it again.
All right. That sounds good. I appreciate it, Dennis. It's always very fun to talk to you, and I'm so happy that you got this fight you wanted. I can't wait to see it, and I'm sure we'll
Man, I
catch up with you
appreciate
in
you, man.
yeah.
Thanks for making it happen, Nikki. Wide kid freak.
No problem. Yeah, we'll see you in fight week then, Dennis. Thanks so much.
We'll see you then, man. You guys
Cheers.
enjoy.
We will. All right. That's Dennis
Wide kid
Puric, everyone.
freaks. Let's go.
Watch your freaks. Exactly. My man. All right. Always fun, isn't he, Kyle?
Yeah, great stuff every time. Buzzing for the build up to this fight with the Rod Tang. It's going to be so entertaining.
Yeah, he just mentioned that they've done a 12-hour shoot. I think I know what that is for. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but it's pretty exciting. The news, I'm sure, will drop quite soon. What that is going to be. Did I tell you that off air, Kyle? Probably.
No, I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Oh, I'll message you. We can message in the chat, private chat on here. It's so secluded. Yeah, I should keep talking while I type, but this is good shit. All right, there's the bomb just dropped in the private chat. Don't know if you care about that, but right, yeah, we have Regian Eersel should be dropping in soon. As long as I got my Netherlands timings right. I told him 5 p.m. in the Netherlands, so shit, that's another half hour. All right. God, Netherlands is like okay, yeah, I messed up there. Well, we got half an hour then without Regian. So you want to talk, or should I invite Peter from Condition Nutrition to come into the chat first? Let me message him. But
Yeah,
Kyle, a
yeah.
couple matches. Maybe we can talk about that first. You must have seen them. I put it on my Twitter. They announced for August, is it, or July? Let me double check. A couple of MMA fights, right? It was Minowa against Jeremy Miado and oh no, it's a Muay Thai fight. Yeah, Luke Lisi's back against Bampara Kuyate. This is for July 1 Fight Night 23. What do you make about those fights? Are you happy with it?
Yeah, all good stuff. I'm trying to find it now in case I missed one because I didn't see about I didn't see the Minowa fight. I saw the Luke one when I woke up, which I'm always going to be excited to watch that guy. So I'm really happy that he's being able to stay active. Is he like out in Thailand, or does he always fly back and forth?
Ooh, I don't know actually.
Because
I have no idea. No idea.
I'm surprised he's as active as he is. I mean, I'm super happy about it because he's always so entertaining. So, yeah, looking forward to those fights that got announced. I've just seen the Minowa and Bialdo fight as well. Yeah, another good fight. What date is that for? July 5th. So yeah, that card's already starting to come together. Which again, we were talking about last week. These cards being announced, earlier and earlier. So, the fact that we're getting fights announced and we haven't even had 167 yet, I'm all for it. So happy about that. It's such a minor difference to announce these fights early, but makes the world of difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I basically the message I dropped in the private chat explains why they're booking these cards early. So
yeah, we did
Yeah.
speak about that. I just didn't make the connection
okay,
between that
yeah.
and the Rod Tank thing. But yeah, that makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense.
but as everyone's saying in the chat, booking fights in July. Story of the fight. What's up? That's good to see. July card shaping up nicely, says Connor. Can't wait to see Dennis and Liam at the press conference next month, says Tetsu. Yeah, I can't wait to see that either. It's gonna be fire. I'm gonna. Oh, I have to sadly say that Eunice Rabber is not coming on the show today. He cannot make it, so we're gonna have to do Eunice another time. But we will still have Regian Eersel and Condition Nutrition's Peter Miller, who will have a lot to say about last weekend's drama with Smilla Sundell. He is her nutritionist. And I know he's got a lot to say because him and I were talking a lot the whole week, especially on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So he's got a lot of great insight into everything that went down. So stick around for him. I'm trying to bump Regian up. I'll see if he can jump in now because I told him 5 p.m. Netherlands time, but it is 4:37 there now. So we could see if he could come in sooner, unless you have. I don't know what else can we talk about, Kyle, to fill the time. Is there anyone have any questions you want to get into? We can do that. I'm sure the time will pass very quickly before Regian gets in. Yeah, it might be good to have a chin wag, right?
Yeah. Speaking of chinwags, Dennis and Liam should have a show together. I don't know what they
Yeah.
should be doing, but those two guys together should 100% be a thing that we see on a regular basis.
I'm surprised they've never crossed paths. Two grizzly grey veterans. Canadian, British. I mean, Liam goes out to Canada a lot as well for seminars and things. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Peter Miller, guest of the year. Story of the fight. Looking forward to that. Yeah, he came on a few weeks ago. It was very insightful. I think everyone enjoyed that chat. I think this one is going to be good too. He's got a lot of thoughts on everything that went down. Any other news you can think of this week that we can get into? I'm trying to. I think it was just those two fights that they've dropped, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else. I don't think.
Where's the Tainan shirt? It's in the back, still smells awful. The Ben Tainan shirt. I don't know what to do with it. It's ripped in half. Should I frame it? Yeah, no idea.
He was supposed to be on the Impact card, right?
Yeah, he was.
Saw a tweet about that.
Yeah, so anyone know what happened to Ben Tainan? He was going to fight against... who was it? Mauro Cirilli. Yeah. No idea. I guess they probably bumped it to the August card because I know they've got Kang Ji-won versus Kirill Grushenko on that too. So they might be kind of loading that one up with MMA. I think that there's a reason, yeah, because this 167 card is obviously a showcase, and for the reasons that we're alluding to, yeah, and Dennis was saying there's a big shoot. I think it will all make sense very soon. Yeah, it's. I think they just probably wanted to get the best card possible, and that's why they added Sitichai versus Noiri to it. I mean, yeah, we can talk about that fight because that was booked on. Well, I've known about that for a while, but it was booked. It was confirmed on Saturday. I obviously heard about it on Wednesday or even before when Sitichai signed the contract. Obviously, did some digging, and I know a few people at Sitsong Pinong, obviously, but yeah, we kept that one quiet. That's a good fight, Kyle. Are you excited that they're throwing Noiri straight into the deep end, right?
Yeah, what's funny about that fight is I didn't watch the 22 card live. I watched it Saturday morning because I had to stay up Saturday to cover the UFC as well. And doing those like 3 a.m. Fight card watches is tough to do back to back. So I watched the card Saturday morning rather than Friday night here in the UK. And I didn't see the fight get announced on social media when I was scrolling through. So it was actually only like I think maybe Sunday or Monday when I was going through all of your post-fight interviews that I saw you'd interviewed Sitchai, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know he was going to be at the event. I'll check this out. So I found out that way, like days after it had been announced, and was like, how did I how did I miss this? This fight is so good. Like the fact that I don't know if that graphic that you posted is the like official confirmed running order, but it's like the second fight of the night, which is
I have heard contrary to that Jojo's going to open the show.
right.
So this may not be the final confirmed order, but yeah, I do know that there were certain people who were pissed off about being so low down the card, and if you just look at my Twitter, you'll see what people think of certain fights being where they are. Yeah, I do think Sitichai and Noiri deserve to be a lot higher, and yeah, that the two, Sitichai legend, Noiri's big name in Japan now, so I would like that fight to be a lot higher in the card, but you can't really do. You have to deal with it, right? If they tell you you're fighting at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you got to do it. No point crying about it. You got to prepare for that. I just wish this card was in the evening. I really do. But yep, I know they want to make a song and dance of it, put it big in prime time in America. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Sidichai, good to see him back. He was in good spirits on Saturday morning. Good day for Sitsong Pinong. What do you make of the show, Carl? I obviously talked to Tristan about it, but yeah, you enjoyed that one. I think a lot of people had high opinion of the whole show.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. The top 3 fights in particular, I thought that, I mean, the Halil Amir and Abdullayev fight wasn't particularly like entertaining whilst it lasted, and then obviously you get a great knockout out of it, and the matchup itself was so good. But the main event and Menshikov versus Sinsma were both fantastic. And there was some good stuff earlier on as well. Like we've spoken about loads with the matchups being announced really far in advance. It felt like there were stakes in pretty much every fight on the card, and that's what I care about the most. Like whether the fights deliver or not is kind of up to just what happens on the night. But as long as there's stuff to get into and to talk about before and after and things like that, that's what I care about. And it felt like there were stakes throughout the night. A bunch of the fights delivered. I know that obviously there was the controversy and stuff like that with the Akamoto fight, but aside from that, yeah, I thought it was a really, really good fight night. One of the best ones we've had so far this year, if not maybe the best overall. I'd have to look back, but yeah, I thought it was a really, really strong one for sure.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah. On paper, it had a good vibe. Shame with the weight miss, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hear all about that from Peter. But I liked it, yeah. I had nothing to complain about. I thought it was well booked in advance, and it had some big names on it, had some cool prospects, some big finishes. I would have liked to see more bonuses given out, as we were talking about. I think definitely could have given one to Menshikov. A few people could have really picked them up. Let me just go through the event. Who deserved one? Well, Smilla probably would have got one if she hadn't missed weight. Akbar got one. He was the only guy that got one. Dmitry Menshikov I would have given to. Ooh. Actually, that's about it. I'm looking at it. I don't think anyone else really deserved Menshikov for sure. Menshikov wasn't happy. I don't know if you saw my interview with him. Yeah, he sort of half joked that it was because he's Russian. But as Dennis was alluding to as well, if a lot of fighters feel, if you're not Thai, you're not going to be getting the bonus or something. I don't know. What's your take on that? Is that conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat time, Kyle?
I mean, it's a tough one because I don't want to go straight to jump into conclusions, but also, I don't know what you need to do to get a bonus if Menshikov isn't getting a bonus for that. You know, to lose like the first 2 rounds and then stop Sinsama in the third is like that screams bonus. So to not get one was very weird.
An injustice, but Peter's here. Condition Nutrition's Peter Miller. Thanks for joining us over in the UK, in sunny UK. It looks like
sunny UK, mate. Yeah, absolutely glorious weather. Actually, it's really nice at the moment. Quite sunny. It's a little bit of a break from the Thailand heat at the moment.
unbearable 40-degree heat.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's been rough, mate. Rough.
You've been there the whole time, right, for that?
Yeah, 2 months I've been there for now.
Yeah. Oh, do you know Kyle? Sorry, this is Peter. I'm not sure you
No, for
crossed
the first
paths.
time, right? How we doing, mate?
Yeah, good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you.
Well, yeah, we've got Regian Eersel coming up in 15, so we'll chat. We can get into it all, and if you want to hang around and maybe ask anything to Regian or just wait till he finishes, we can continue. I don't know how much time you got. If you're loose and easy,
By the way, mate, I'm just recovering from my flight, so I'm just having a bit of a chill one. So I'm happy to chat.
That's great to hear. Well, we obviously wanted to ask you, well, first of all, about all the drama that went down. I know what you think because I spoke to you about it. I'm going to give you the floor I'm bigging you up on the big screen there. Gonna give you an open mic just to say what you want because you had a lot of criticism came your way. Smilla did too. And I know your feelings, but yeah, what went down Thursday?
Yeah, I think the first thing about it is what I said to you is the criticism that coming away for Smilla is she's a 19-year-old teenager. So I think it's quite hard to comprehend. You know, I think to myself, what was I doing at 19 years old? Not a lot. I think someone like Smilla who's got the world on her shoulders, trying to make the weight. She had very little time. She got a 4-week fight camp. So everyone knows it's quite clear to see Smilla's a big girl for the weight class. She's nearly 5'10", 5'11", 5'10". She's a big girl. And getting to that weight is becoming more and more difficult now for her. But what you do when you're the champion of that weight division and you want to fight for months and months and months, and no one wants to fight you, and you fight and you get offered a fight with 4 weeks' notice, you're going to take the fight. You know, sometimes I like to give the best science nutritional advice, but sometimes the fight game is the fight game, and that things happen. And it was just a step too far for with the notice that we had, and it was heartbreaking to see. Because I've worked with Smilla since she was 18 years old, and to see it in that position where it was just a step too far, and a lot of things have happened in that camp, which I can't really disclose too much of it because I'll probably get in trouble for it. But she's had multiple panic attacks in the gym, been really stressed, like really stressed. Like me, her mum and dad are all in a group chat together. We've had to have a little, bit of an intervention to see what can we do. The fight's been announced. She's not in a good place. What can we do moving forward to give her the best possible chance of making the weight? And we did everything we could to do that. And it was just a step too far, unfortunately. And we've seen interviews after where she I want to defend the belt. I want to get the belt back. And you see comments, people go, well, she couldn't make the weight. She's too big. Well, you got to think this is a champion who's just lost the belt. She's going to want a belt back, which I completely understand. I completely understand she wants a belt back. And my personal opinion, should she fight again in that weight class? Probably not. But we live in a real world where there's a strong chance that she's going to get offered to fight again at that weight class and get a belt back. So if she had 3 months to get the weight down and a 3-month camp to do it, could we potentially do it? I'd say possibly, but a world champion shouldn't have 4 weeks notice. And I think it comes down to the fact that she's 19 and she gets treated differently. Like, for example, John, I work with Haggerty. He's got months to prepare for his fight with Suplex. Stamp's had months to prepare for the fight with Dennis in June. So why doesn't Smilla get that same kind of respect and time to do that? I think it's just because, she's 19. Yeah, she's good to go. And it's not like that. And I think that's kind of the scenario what happened. And there's definitely things I want to implement moving forward, especially like the environment that she's in and, certain things that have happened in the gym. And yeah, it's a tricky one for me because I care for Smilla a lot, and seeing her go through that wasn't great. But yeah, that's kind of my rundown on things if you want to ask me anything.
Yeah, kind of covered it all. Yeah. It was disconcerting to see, how sad she was on Thursday, and then when the dad was asking about cutting the hair, and
Yeah.
that video has kind of gone viral, hasn't it?
Well, I think that makes one championship look, in my personal opinion, that makes one championship look really, really bad. I think to promote that as a 19-year-old crying on the scales, I think it's quite insensitive, and I think it's not the right behavior to be doing, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, because I think Angela Lee jumped on that and commented, and she also messaged Smilla, right? Sent her some voice notes or videos.
Well, me and Angela are doing some work together, and I've spoke to Angela a couple of times, and she's expressed a concern about it. And we're talking about mental health, and a 19-year-old girl with a huge amount of pressure. Like, it doesn't take a lot to go down a negative spiral, and I think, luckily, like I've seen from my end, since it's happened, it's created a positive change and a positive conversation where people are going, hold on, something's not right here. There's a few girls who've had issues with making this weight. We need to create another division. And I think the overall sentiment from what I see, I only have Instagram and Facebook, seems to be something positive has come out of it. Whether that happens and they get another weight division, who knows? Because they struggle to get fighters to fight Smilla at 125. So, is there going to be a pool of fighters at 130, 135? I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
Anonymous is asking, how much does she need to cut to make weight?
I'm not going to disclose the exact numbers, but you can see, yourself, you've stood next to her. She's a big girl for the weight class. So I'm not gonna kind of disclose any exact numbers, but she cut a fair bit for this fight.
Yeah, I saw so many tall Scandinavian women around her entourage, right?
Yeah,
they're just big from that part of the world, these women, and it's difficult. I would love to see the flyweight division. I know you would. Chatri's seems keen on it. Realistically, do you think it's gonna happen, and is it gonna happen soon or what? But
you know more than me about the ins and outs. Someone like I don't. The only issue you've got is, like, as I said to you, what are they going to do now for Smilla? Are they going to say, yeah, you've got to fight and you've got a couple of weeks notice? Or are they going to give her more time? They're going to give 3, 6 months. Smilla's a superstar, and she's going to be even more of a superstar. She's 19 years old. I don't think there's a major organization who has a world champion at that age bracket. So they kind of need to do what's best for her too, because Smilla will have multiple offers in a couple of years' time to go wherever she wants. So one needs to kind of think to themselves, we want to keep Smilla happy. We want to do what's best for her. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I hear you. I think one could risk, her going somewhere else if they don't build that division, and I think she'd love to stay.
At the end of the day, mate, like, do I think if she had 3-4 months notice to get the weight down, could we potentially but then we're going into the effect where it's, can you make the weight and should you make the weight? Like, realistically, I don't want it to go down to this weight because it can affect so many factors. What if Smilla wants to have kids in the future and she's dieting down aggressively? Bone health, mental health. There's so many things you got to take into account, rather than just like, oh yeah, she might be able to make the weight. There's, especially with a female fighter, there's so many things you've got to look into, and she can't carry on at this weight. It's simple as, really. And I understand the champion's mentality where she wants a belt back. I completely understand that. And if she gets offered the fight in Denver or whatever, and she's going to accept it, so I'm going to do the best job I can to get her down to that weight, but it's not sustainable.
Kyle, what did you make of all this stuff with Smilla? And would you like to see her back at 125, Kyle?
Yeah, it was tough. It feels like we were kind of building up to this for a while anyway, and then so for it all to kind of happen and for her to lose the belt was, yeah, it was difficult. It definitely added a kind of weird vibe to the day before the fight started. Like I mean, I literally she spoke after the fight about how she won the fight and she didn't even know what she'd done to win the fight, which just speaks to how good she is as a striker, that she's able, even after that weight cut, to get that win and do it without even noticing what she'd done to get the win. But I feel like it was a ticking time bomb anyway, her making that strawweight limit. So I feel like if this isn't the red flag, then I don't really know what is. But as you said, if she gets offered a chance to win the belt back, then she's made it pretty clear that that's what she wants to do if given the opportunity. But I'm curious, how long do you think would be if they said to you, we're going to do strawweight again, but we'll give you time to prepare? What would be like the minimum time do you think you would need?
See, this is the tricky situation I'm in, where, as I spoke about, I don't want it to diet down, try and get to 57. But if we had to have a timeline, it'd be minimum 3 months to do it as safely as possible. She can't have a world champion can't have 4 weeks notice to defend the belt. Like, I'm sure, I don't know what your opinions on that is, but that to me sounds, it's pretty ridiculous, because everyone else gets like so much more time, as mentioned with John, with Stamp. You know, I think it's just the fact that she's 19. You think, oh yeah, she'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, this man we have coming in soon maybe has something to say about that. Regian Eersel, I don't think he got much notice when he had to defend against Alexei Nicholas. And he's a big guy too, but we'll ask him. But yeah, Regian may jump in, but I want to get into this more with Peter. So I don't know if you can hang around, Pete.
Yeah.
If Regian jumps in.
Yeah.
But I was talking to you in fight week, and I hope I'm not sort of revealing too much, but you were saying to me, I only think she's got 1 or 2 fights left anyway at this division. That was before she missed weight, so you were already thinking about, we've got to move up. And her dad told me the same thing, and she told me the same thing. So it seems like, and I just don't know why then after the fight they're now saying, oh, actually we want to go back to strawweight.
Yeah,
I feel
I just understand it's a champion's mindset, isn't it? Like, you
get the belt back. Yeah,
you get the belt. Like, we're working with unique individuals. A lot of nutcases are fighters. Like, let's be honest, they're not they've got that mentality where, like, fuck it, yeah, if I get offered the fight again. I'm not dismissing Smilla for saying that. She's gonna want that. She's gonna want that belt back. But that, I think, if that scenario happens and we have the ideal scenario where she's got 3+ months to do it and we get down to it and she wins the belt, that is it for me. That it literally has to be that. She can't do it anymore. And I think a dad knows that, a mum knows that, she knows that. And luckily with Smilla, I've got such a good relationship with them. And mum and dad are here, like, they listen to what I say, and they know my opinion. And me and dad had this conversation after Singapore, after she beat Alicia. We were like, we don't think there's much left on making strawweight. But it's also, as well, talking about the environment. Unfortunately, in a lot of Thai gyms, they get worked to the absolute bone. It's just train all the time. And they haven't adopted any kind of science behind these methods. And it's getting to the point now where these, especially with females, and I've mentioned here about, menstrual cycle health, fertility, all that, it can be so detrimental to the constant overtraining. And we have to really cut back on our training the final couple of weeks, because you can't run 10 kilometers every day and then train twice a day as well. It's just not, but the Thais have got this mentality. If you don't do that, you're weak, you've got no heart, and it's a lot of pressure. So it's not just about making the weight, it's the whole environment around it, which needs to be kind of solidified and to get the best out of it too, because stress can make a massive impact on weight, like chronic stress. sleep deprivation can all impact your weight. So, and she had all of that.
Yeah, I mean, you're speaking the truth. It is. I don't really want to see her go
There's
back
no
down again.
disrespect. Like, Fairtex is a well-renowned gym, fantastic gym, and I'm not solely criticising them, but there's just so many gyms in Thailand that are like that. It's just, if you don't train, you're the pussy, or you're not this, you're not that, and it's complete. You need to manage your training load. The best of the best. If you go to the UFC PI and there's fighters that are doing the fight camps in there, the training load's managed by professionals. There's nutritionists. There's everything involved. You know, you can't just run every single day. It's just not feasible to do. And I've seen it firsthand. We work with so many fighters in Thailand where once we go, okay, you're getting trained too hard, and we drop the training load, we focus on the sleep, we focus on nutrition, the weight start to shift, because a lot of times the fighter go, well, I'm training 3 times a day. What's happening? My weight doesn't seem to drop. No, because you're getting absolutely hammered in training and you're not eating enough. And that's just a typical Thai culture, unfortunately.
All right, well, the immortal Regian Eersel has dropped in, so I'm going to put him in the middle. We'll get back to the chat with Peter, but Regian, how are you doing, man? Good to see you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh. Yeah, we're good. How was your trip? You just been
Yes,
out
I can
to
hear
America,
you.
haven't you? Oh, Wi-Fi is a bit slow. There's a bit of a lag.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah.
All right, can I get you to jump in and out again of the chat? Try and just sign in again. It might help with the Wi-Fi lag. This is what happens when we go live. There's always technical difficulties. But let me get you. Yeah, if you leave the studio and come back in, it might help.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, we'll try and get Regian back. We had some issues with Dennis as well earlier. It always happens whenever we do a live show. Whenever I have fighters as guests, yeah, I should just stick to recording them. Yeah, apart from you've got that nice British Wi-Fi, haven't you?
It's a classic 6G now.
6G, yeah. I've got terrible Wi-Fi in Hong Kong. I live in an old building, so there's no. Here he is. Is that good, Regian? Can you hear us? How is that?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, that's good. We'll
good,
do our
I
best.
can hear you.
All right. Tell me about the trip to the USA then, Regian. You have been on a seminar tour, I believe. I saw you in New York. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it was amazing. America is one of my favorite countries to go. And yeah, I could say I have a new family in New York now. I think it was my 6th or 7th time back in New York. I did 3 seminars at 3 different gyms. Meet a lot of new people, of course. They showed love. Everybody told me that I won the fight, and that does me good. Yeah, we had fun, man. I brought my training partner with me, and yeah, we just enjoyed America, man. Teaching, eating good food, sightseeing, everything.
That's good. I'm glad you had fun because, yeah, it was disappointing what happened in the fight with Alexei Nicholas. I haven't spoken to you about that, so I just want to get your thoughts on that fight. I know you felt you won the fight. It was very, very close on the scorecards. Talk to us.
Yeah, me as a person, when I lose a fight, I always first I look at myself. What did I wrong? So I knew what I did wrong. In my feeling, I didn't put the pressure that I did like normally. I did less. Yeah, and of course I got the 8 counts in the second round. But then I look back the fight, like the same day and the days after. I look back the fight and I was thinking like, it was a very close fight. You can see it also in the scorecards. And in my feeling, you can't win from a champion like that.
I get you. I get you. Yeah, you gotta earn that title. I think I know what you mean. You said you want revenge, so is this
Yes.
the fight you want next? You do have another title, of course. You still got the lightweight Muay Thai title, but is this are you hell bent on winning this one back first, the kickboxing belt?
Yeah, of course. Immediately, straight away. Straight away.
You say straight away. When do you want to do it? Are you ready to go now? If they said right August, something like that.
Listen, remember I told you that I'm gonna get married in August?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I already told one also, like I think last year December. And they offered me the rematch in August.
Of course they did.
Like day after my wedding.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I presume you said no.
Yes, of course. Okay. I'm not gonna remove the date of my wedding, you know. So yeah. So I think probably we get the rematch in October.
Okay. So
2
they
months.
are happy to do that match. They're ready to do the rematch.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm up for that. Kyle, I want to throw it to my co-host Kyle over here. Uh, where did you stand on that fight, Regian against Alexei? I know because Regian's here, you're probably going to say Regian. Yeah, what did you think?
I mean, it was super close, and I'm with you in wanting to see it again. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I did wonder whether after the performance that Menshikov put in this past weekend, whether that might change things. But I imagine for you, there was never any doubt in my mind that you were going to pick the rematch over defending the other belt first, right? Like, is that something you think that I imagine that's going to be after if you get the belt back, then defend the Muay Thai belt? Is that the plan?
Yes, that's the plan. Yes. That's the plan.
What did you
What
make
did
of Dimitri? Yeah, sorry. What do you make of his performance against Sinsumet?
Yeah, if you saw the whole fight, his performance was not really that good. But his knockout was great. But his performance, it was a little bit weak. He got tired real quick. Yeah, Sinsamu did good. Only at the last round, you see he's weak in his body also, Sinsamu. But yeah, for Dimitri, I think my next defense for my Muay Thai belt will be against him. I think so.
Sorry, Kyle, I cut you off. I imagine you were going to ask that question though.
Yeah. Do you expect a tougher fight from Menshikov the second time around? Because I think a lot of people have maybe been a little bit surprised by, well, just off the fact of the first performance. Obviously, his debut was against you, and it ended in the first round. And since then, he's gone on to kind of re-cement his status as the next guy in line.
Yeah, true. Yes, I think the second fight will be tougher than the first fight, of course. I already prepared for in the first fight, of course, for like a war, because I know he's a tough opponent. He looks also tough. He is tough, big Russian guy. So I think the second fight, the rematch for him, will be even harder, I think. And but yeah, that keep me motivated, to do better also.
Yeah.
All right, there's some messages in the chat. Darkside says, "Congratulations on the wedding, honeymoon
you.
in Bangkok." Chester, yeah, have you got a honeymoon planned?
Not yet. I first have to wait for one championship once again until they schedule my fights in the upcoming months after the rematch, and then I can plan my honeymoon.
What about? Would you like to fight in America then? Yeah, because
Of course,
September is
man. Of course.
Denver, November is Atlanta. Yeah, you've just been over there. Maybe you could go back.
Unfortunately, the card in Denver is already full. They told me, because I asked for one championship, of course. Hey, I want to fight in America, you know, for the American fans, also for me. America is my favorite country, you know. So unfortunately, the card in Denver is already full. So I hope they put me on the Atlanta show.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, Connor in the chat is pointing out if it wasn't one championship rules, you'd still be champion because it was scored as a draw. Does that also piss you off?
Yes, but yeah, rules are rules, you know. It is what it is. You cannot change it. You know?
That's true. I like that mindset. Tetsuya asks, "What do you think of Rung Rawi's fight? You know, did you see that one? He beat Bogdan Shumarov in his kickboxing debut. Maybe he's a future challenger for you."
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I only saw the highlights. Yeah, he did good of what I saw, and yeah, his first kickboxing fight in one championship. So I think he will be a future challenger, of course. I think I give him like 1 or 2 fights more in kickboxing, and win those, he can go for the title.
I think so too. Anonymous says, "I met Eersel at Fight Night 11 outside the arena after he knocked out Menshikov. Nice guy." Yeah, I agree. He is a nice guy. Family S, that's Grant. He's here in Hong Kong. What's up, Grant? Says, "This man is a legend. I'm a huge fan." Yep, I am too. Right.
Thank,
And
appreciate.
Lifestyler, would love to see you in Atlanta. That would be fire. Yes, I think Atlanta would be cool, but that one is November. So if it's October, I guess that's probably not going to be America, right? So would you rather wait a month if you can get on Atlanta card? You're happy to wait till November?
Yes and no. Of course, the rematch as quick as possible, because I thought one championship I'll be ready in June and July, you know, right before my wedding. I'll be ready, but then they say like, no, the cards are full. We can give you August, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do August because it's my wedding, you know. Then they said, okay, then 2 months after in October. So we will see.
All right. Well, we do have Peter Miller from Condition Nutrition here as well. We were just talking to him about Smilla Sundell and how she missed weight. Do you have any issues like this? Because you're a big, tall guy as well. You know, do you feel sympathy for her and how she had to get down to straw weight? You know, we were talking about the pain she's had to go through to do that. Yeah. Did you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the hydration test and the weigh-in is always like a stress moment, you know, for every fighter, I think. And she's still young, you know, and I think she said she's still growing. So that that's, you know, excuse my language, but that's fucked up, man. especially as a world champion, you know, and with the hydration test also. So yeah, you have to really know your body and to fight on a certain weight class, you know. And in the beginning, I had troubles also to not making weight, but pass the hydration test, because making weight is, I think, for me, is the easiest part, but the hydration test is the difficult part, you know. So, but now I manage it, you know. Through the years, you get advice from people, and I do pretty good now. But yeah, I was feeling bad for Smilla, but luckily she won the fight, and I hope yeah, she will get the title fight next. I think so. Yeah.
Peter, what do you make of that? I'm sure you're happy with with Regian's seal of approval, because you're saying the same thing, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, get one more fight, get the belt back, and then hopefully one championship, open up another weight division, because yeah, she's constantly growing, and yeah, it's becoming more tricky to get down to the weight. So hopefully this implements a bit of a change now, and they open up another division. Whether that's going to be 130, 135, who knows? But it's definitely needed in the female weight division.
But Regian, we were talking before you jumped on, you know, about how many weeks or months you get to prepare for a fight, and as a world champion, and guys like Haggerty and Stamp are getting 6 months. Yeah, Smilla got 5 weeks. What did you get for the Alexei fight?
Normally they give me 6 to 8 weeks.
Is that all
But
right by you?
for me, it's all right. The moment I receive the message that I can fight, I start with my weight cut, of course. And yeah, for me, 6 to 8 weeks is enough. Because I'm not doing like a training camp. You know, I always stay in training like a certain level, and when I have a fight, I just how do you say, increase the the pace in the training and add like 1 or 2 trainings more during the week, and that's it.
All right. Well, yeah, hopefully this next fight gives you enough time after your wedding to prepare. You gotta. I don't want you to have to skip that wedding cake, huh? I want you to celebrate properly.
No. Before my wedding, I already gonna start a little bit with the weight cut so I can eat.
Good
And then
man.
it's back to work.
Where is the wedding? Is it in the Netherlands?
No, it's in Spain. So that's
Okay.
why I couldn't cancel it, because if it was in the Netherlands, it would be no problem. I just removed the date like 4 weeks after or 3 weeks after. But you know, people already bought their tickets. They already planned their vacation, you know, during the wedding. So it's no, I cannot say no. I cannot say to the people like, listen, I'm going to remove the date 2 weeks after or 3 weeks after. No, it's not for
Yeah,
me.
I'm with you. Right, Kyle, do you have any more for the immortal? And then we'll get him out of here.
I suppose what in terms of now you can look back on the fight to prepare for the rematch. What are the main things you think that maybe he caught you with that you didn't see coming, like in terms of how he surprised you and how you can adjust those to be better prepared for the rematch to make those adjustments to get the belt back?
The main things is only one thing, and that's blocking the calf kicks. The all other things that I mentioned was during my preparation. So I had like an injury before. My coach passed out in the plane on the fly when we fly to Bangkok. So you know, I don't want to how do you say, use that as excuses because I didn't mention it on social media or something like that. So I know where the how do you say, the issues are, you know. But from the fight is just blocking the calf kicks and put more pressure.
All right, yeah, no, that's everything for me.
All right.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I look forward to this fight. Yeah, hopefully either in October. I really want to see it in Atlanta. I think it'd be great. But just want to say, yeah, congratulations again. I hope the wedding, everything goes smoothly.
Thank you.
And yeah, fingers crossed this rematch gets signed and you can focus on that wedding. But thank you, Regian, for joining us. You're one of my favorite fighters, have been since I first saw you in one. And I can't wait to see you back, man. Revenge season is upon us.
Yes. Revenge. Thank you, guys. See you guys.
See you, mate. Thank you. All right, that is Regian, the immortal Eersel. Some interesting stuff there, guys. Like I didn't know about the wedding. That's crazy. He told me in Bangkok. I completely forgot because I was probably not jet lagged, but tired. You know how those trips are. Peter, you've seen me, right? I'm just always half dead.
Few times, half dead.
Yeah,
It's a normal thing now for you, though, isn't it? That's a standard.
yeah. Those weeks are tough. Yeah, they're just endless. But we love it, don't we? You and I just sitting there in the hotel lobby, laptops out, crashing through. You making sure everyone makes weight. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you've got time, Pete, we can pick up where we left off. I don't know what we were saying.
Yeah.
But if anyone has questions as well in the chat for Pete, we could probably do another 10 minutes or so. Because I know everyone was really enjoyed that last time you came on. They thought it was very insightful, and so did I. But what's it look like since fight morning? What are the conversations that you can share with us that you've had with Smilla and with her team and her family? You know, what has there been any follow up to all of the stuff that went on?
I think that after the fight, it's celebrating the win. It's been a tough week, and think the main focus for her was just to celebrate a win. She did have a little bit of a headache. She had to go to the hospital. Thought she was a little bit concussed. So I had a conversation with Dad. We're speaking about what we want to do for the future. What we mentioned about, about having the time. If she wants to get off of the fight, it needs to be more time. And we've got a couple of people in mind that we'd potentially like to face if that scenario did happen. And yet also talking about what I said about this time round for the next fight camp, there's got to be a holistic approach from everybody. From, there's got to be support network. Me, Mum and Dad are already there, and that support network. But I believe, I'm going to say how it is. The gym needs to be a better support network for the gym, and better kind of, regular checkups of her. How's she doing? Having a panic attack, multiple panic attacks in the fight camp, that's alarm bells for anyone to say, right, something is amiss in this camp. What can we do to make things better? So luckily there's a few people I work with in Fairtex who I message regularly and always ask to check up on with Smilla, which I'm going to be doing a lot more now for the next camp. But yeah, it's definitely, there's a few things that we need to work on in an environment to make her environment a healthy environment. Because as I said, it's not just about stepping on the stairs and making weight. It's about the whole approach, your diet, your mental health, your recovery, the people that you surround yourself with. So that's definitely something we need to do.
How do you? What did you do after the weigh-in with her? I mean, story of the fight here is asking like, what's the ideal game plan after the weigh-in to the start of the fight? But specifically with Smilla this time, how did you get
the first thing Smilla, because obviously I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. She was cutting a lot of weight, so the first thing is to get the fluid back. So whatever she'd lost in fluid, you typically times by 1.5 to 2. So say someone loses a kilo, you'd have 1.5 liters of fluid to 2 liters of fluid. So the main thing is just getting that fluid back in, and then focusing on like small snacks, because the weigh-in time did change to 5 o'clock, but we didn't get there till 8. So you haven't got really a lot of time to implement like full meals, because if you want to do a scenario where the fighter's going to go to bed at 12 o'clock, that means you've got 4 hours to get the refuel started. So just implement light snacks, cereals, jellies, like jam, honey, bread, really easy digestible carbs. And then the next day will be more of a focus on getting the main meals in, like a good breakfast, big carbohydrate lunch, carbohydrate snack during the day, and then a big dinner. Like Smilla's a big fan of Italian food and pasta, so that's her first kind of go-to choice in the weigh-in period, or fried rice. She loves fried rice, so they're the kind of food to go for.
So do I. Smilla and I got so much in common, I think. It was chicken fried rice for me every day out there, I think. Is that healthy? Yeah, I've always wondered, is it? Yeah.
Thing is with that, a lot with Thailand, it depends where you go. It's not. So I don't like to determine things as healthy and unhealthy, but there's probably better foods to have than the chicken fried rice in the weigh-in period. But I kind of go for the approach where if you've had all the recovery things that are recommended, the fluids, and then the evening before the fight, you want to have a chicken fried rice, it's not going to do any harm. It's good carbs. It's got protein in. It may not be the optimal dish to have, but you kind of got to give that leeway, because a fighter, you've been through a lot, the weight cut, the fight camp, they want to eat a food like that, then I can't allow that flexibility. It'd be a bit of a different conversation if it was a pizza, but, fried rice is okay. Long story short.
I had my own weigh-in this morning. I'm shocked to see I returned from Bangkok for the first time with the same weight I left. So,
well, you showed me your breakfast yesterday. Look good.
Yeah. I've been eating right. Yeah. Yeah, I was shocked. But it's because I'm hanging out with you. That's rubbing off on me, all this nutrition conditioning. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Is rehydration allowed? IVs in one?
No.
Anonymous.
No, they're not. Not that they're, well, yeah, they're not allowed. Do Thais do IVs? 100%. Yeah. I think it's pretty common knowledge that the Thais love an IV.
Oh. Well, Ray Flores loves an IV commentator.
Yeah.
He gets one every trip, maybe two. He goes to the Regis Hotel, I think it is, in
The only
downtown
problem with the
Bangkok.
IVs is a lot of them, you don't really know what exactly you're putting in you, and you can actually overhydrate with an IV.
What's
So
overhydrating?
that can actually cause problems. So there's dehydration, and then there's like you can overhydrate. So that can lead into complications, like hyponatremia, which basically means that your fluid overloading your blood, and that can cause like. There's been marathon runners in the past where they've run in the heat and they think, oh, I just need to keep drinking, and they've got like swelling and edema, and then like swelling in the brain, they've died. So actually, overhydration is a thing to look out for too. We could go down a big rabbit hole with that too.
Yeah. Well, this is maybe connected to it. What's your preferred method of rehydration? Asks story of the fight.
Well, you got to look at if you've done a weight cut and you've gone on a run, you've sat in a sauna, you sweat, you lose water and electrolytes. So the main focus post weighing is you need to replace them electrolytes and the water. So if you just drink pure water, you're not replacing the electrolytes. And what happens is the fight will weigh, boom, drink it really quick, and you'll end up just pissing quite a lot of that out. So always adding like electrolytes to your rehydration drink. Sodium's the main electrolyte lost in sweat. So the main focus, if you're looking for electrolyte brand, it's got to have a high sodium content in.
Yeah, I showed you my electrolytes.
Like oral rehydration solutions are perfect because they're designed for people who have like lost fluids through like diarrhea or dehydration. So they're the best ones to get, really, because a lot of them, like the prime hydration drinks, they're terrible rehydration drinks because
really
sodium's not the main electrolyte. It's potassium. You lose very little potassium when you sweat, so it's not actually doing what it said it's meant to do. Not what it says on the tin. So yeah, always focus on electrolytes, but mainly sodium in your rehydration drinks, if that answered the question.
Yeah. I thought I was wrong because I smash those every day. I just went and bought another box today at the pharmacist, whatever you call it. And they always look at me like, "Why you buy a box of these every month or whatever?"
Well, it's also important too. Is a lot of fighters will just hammer them back all the time, like them electrolytes, and you can actually cause a little bit of like gut discomfort if you're having too much. So like the main. So you step on the scales, you've made weight. The main hour or two of fluids should be like electrolyte-based fluids. And then as the day goes on, you can incorporate things like sports drinks, Gatorade's really good rehydration drinks because they've got the carbohydrates in. So you're also like replenishing your carbs that you've depleted all week, like chocolate milk. A lot of people have coconut water. So the electrolytes are important, but it's also important not to kind of have a shitload of them because you'll feel like shit after it for a while if you're doing it all day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, coconut water. CFR Network says, shout out CFR Network. We did an interview. It's up now. Go check it out on the channel. They interviewed yours truly about my life story. Basically, it's a fun watch. I'm sure, fun listen. If you like my interviews and stuff, please go check it out. You can see how I got into this crazy world of one championship. Please go check the Instagram, YouTube. They're all over there. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here soon, I think. Kyle, have you got anything else you want to get out to Peter, or it's time for Kyle to work? I think he's got to smash out his stories for Sports Keto, right?
Yeah, probably. The only other thing that I was going to mention is, have you ever been in this position before, like this kind of position with a fighter where you're in a not necessarily an awkward place, but a bit of a difference in what you want to do because you've said you don't want to see her fight at strawweight before, but you understand she probably will if she gets offered it. Have you ever been in this situation with a fighter you've worked with before?
Not at this level. It is definitely a unique scenario because, as I said, like I've got my nutrition health hat on where I'm looking out for. The main focus for me is the health of the fighter, but yeah, as you said, if she gets off the fight, she's not going to turn down the fight. So, yeah, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what comes up, because I don't know what you guys think. Like, who does she fight next? I can't think of anyone who she fights next. The only one that comes to mind for me is probably Jackie. In terms of quality of opponents, I can't see anyone.
I think Jackie or Anissa, whoever wins that kickboxing
Yeah.
belt, I think she wants to go for that. Yeah.
Well, there was talk, and we did speak about, like, a dad
Yeah.
said she wants the kickboxing belt. So, like, that means there's going to be 2 fights straight away. I was like, let's just forget about that for now.
Yeah.
But I think Smilla beats both of them, if I'm being honest. That's just my buy. I don't think anyone right now I can think of beats Smilla. I think she's that good. And that's my biased opinion, but yeah.
All right, final cue then before we get out of here. Is hydration different for every athlete? Asks CFR Network. And again, go check out part 1 is available on CFR Sports of the interview with me. But yes, hydration testing.
Yeah, so it's a fine balance between passing the hydration test and making the weight. So certain individuals will require a little bit more fluid so a larger individual will require a larger amount of fluid across the days to make sure they're, hydrated. And then a smaller individual will require less water, but it's just a fine balance. Like, I've now become an expert in checking people's urine color and knowing if they're hydrated or not. So it's it's one of the things you need to. You've seen it so many times yourself. Once you mess up the hydration, it's an uphill battle for making the weight. Then it's so you need to make sure it's like a double hit where you got to get the hydration and the weight. We can go down a rabbit hole in terms of what I think the hydration test, but yeah, long story short, it requires definitely a more a tailored approach, not just like every fighter has exactly the same amount of fluid.
Yeah, Rick said to me, I think, like, the worst part about this job is now he knows, like, as soon as he sees the color of the piss, it's like he can tell. He's become an expert in piss. Yeah.
I'm like that now, where I think when I was working with Jacob, he just weighed in and we were just standing there. So you wanted to watch the weigh-ins, and every person that was coming in, I could just see it. It was like, that's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail.
He's like, now I know. As soon as I see it, like, you're not getting in. Yeah. He's crossed to bear now.
It's hard though, mate, because, like, I think it's harder for people who don't have to cut as much weight. If you're on weight most of the week and you think, I'm on weight, everything's good, don't really need to do anything, and you really need to manipulate that test rather than just piss in the cup. It's actually more beneficial for you to, quote unquote, like, manipulate that test than just to piss normally. So definitely I get a lot of messages off fighters from one now asking about the hydration test. It's I didn't think I'd be in this position where I'm now a urine piss examiner / collector.
The piss king.
The piss king, yeah.
Pete.
I don't want to be tarnished for that name.
Yeah, it's gonna stick. All right. Yeah, on that note, we'll leave it there. Again, sorry, Eunice Rabber couldn't join us, guys. There was a timing issue, so I think I'm going to interview Eunice tomorrow, just pre-recorded. Be good to chat to him. Chatri, I'm going to interview Chatri as well tomorrow, finally. So that one's going to be up on Sportskeeda. I'm sure we'll have a long, interesting chat. So come check that out.
You know what to ask tomorrow as well, Nick.
I got all the questions. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll be getting into all that stuff about Smilla. Kyle, anything you have coming up you want to shout out?
I don't believe so. A new issue of Fighters Only dropped today that I have a couple of pieces in. So there's
everyone go buy it, please.
And just the usual. I'll be probably writing articles on some of these interviews over on Sportskeeda. So
yeah, sportskeeda.com/one championship. I think Kyle's gonna do the show, I think, next week in my absence, because I'm going on holiday tomorrow night. So I think Kyle's gonna do this Wednesday show. So please, everyone, come and tune in. Just as usual, ask loads of questions, make it fun and exciting. Pete, good to have you back again. When are you back to Thailand, huh?
Back on the 29th, and then for Liam Harrison's fight. So
Yeah, I
couple of
guess
weeks
I'll
back in the UK.
see you there. Enjoy the rest of the time in the UK, and I mean, I always enjoy the chats. Yeah, I think the guests do as well. I mean, the fans in the chat. So great insights as usual, man. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.